another episode of Movie Torture, where we watch bad movies so you don't have to. As always, you have me, Jacob. Oh, sorry, my echo's on.
That was me. Sorry. I ruined it.
Oh, it's still good, Jacob. Just we'll pretend it was
Um,
amazing.
It was amazing. As always, you have me, Jacob, and my co-host, as always, Brad. And Brad, we have a special.
Well, we do.
today.
We have a special one, and Ashley, who now owns the network, has required that Laura be on the show. I'm going to call her Pounds. That's her nickname on here.
Yes.
She's
Thank
always
you,
wanted.
Brad.
She's always wanted the nickname Pounds, so I'm going to give it to her on here. So,
Thank
Laura,
you.
I may be a little biased, but probably hand down the best person on the podcast.
well, I mean, yeah, you do share the same bed as her, so you're the only one sleeping with a cast member of Movie Torture. So no
I didn't
drama.
sleep my way onto this podcast. No way.
Laura slept her way to the midway of the top.
Yikes.
Oh,
How sad.
Yeah. Please stop it, Jacob, though. You don't need to move up any further.
Already on. Already on.
I don't think Ashley needs it.
No.
I do hear my echo, though. Do I hear an echo?
Echo.
Anyway, MTD's in the chat. He's joining the show as always. Hello, MTD. Jacob and Laura, if you don't know, listeners, are launching a new show on the network. We love it. He says, hi, Laura. It is TV Torture, where you guys are going to take TV shows and talk about them like we do here on Movie Torture.
Yes.
I'm excited.
Yes.
I cannot wait.
It will be fantastic. We're going to get to review all kinds of TV shows, different decades, different genres. We're going back like we're kids.
I can't wait. I can't wait to watch them with you, Jacob. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
It will be.
Yeah, it's nice to have you here, Laura, as part of our show. You finally get to listen to yourself at night, go to bed instead of me.
I've listened to enough. My punch card has been punched, and I now get a podcast.
She's been promoted from listener to cast member.
Yeah, so you too, listeners, can be cast members one day. Laura made a wish, and we're making that wish come true.
She's not make a wish case.
We have to do one per year, and she's our one this year. MTD wants to know, when's it going to start? It's going to be launching hopefully within the month.
Yes, absolutely.
We've got the logo. The logo's ready. We just need the content. So
content will be coming hot and heavy.
Content
very
is
quickly.
king around here.
Whoa, I don't know what shows we're watching, Jacob, but they will be vanilla.
You're watching Silk Stockings
Yikes. Yikes.
and Emmanuel. Looking forward. MTD's looking forward to it, guys.
It's going to be great. It's going to be a lot of
It'll
fun.
be fun. It'll be
MTD. What you don't realize is MTD's a part of your cast. Also, he comes with any podcast called Torture. He's a part of.
He's always welcome. And the great part is me and Laura have very different taste in TV shows and movies. So there'll be lots of great conversation.
fun. Yes.
Jacob, Laura says I have terrible taste in movies, and she doesn't.
Makes that claim.
She makes the claim.
Facts.
It's because she sits and watches Movie Torture movies with me, and that's why she claims I have bad taste, because she never gets to watch a movie that isn't torturous with me.
That's fair.
I mean, there
That's fair.
haven't been any good movies lately that have come out, so I
There
blame the
hasn't
movie
been.
industry.
Yeah, blame the movie industry. But what movie are we doing today, Jacob?
We are doing Almost Pregnant.
No, it's kind of pregnant.
Kind of pregnant, yes. I don't know why I can't get
almost-
titles.
You
Kind
almost
of
got that
pregnant.
title right.
Almost got the title right. Kind of Pregnant, which is a very new release on Netflix. Just came out on, I believe, the 5th.
It's
of
an Amy
February.
Schumer vehicle, right?
It is. Amy Schumer is the lead in this movie.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I got to be honest. I don't like Amy Schumer. I've never thought she's funny, and I just don't dig her. Watching an Amy Schumer movie is always a chore. My wife refuses to watch this movie. She doesn't like Amy Schumer, so she's not even watching the movie. So
That's because Kristen has good taste in movies.
does she? I mean, She's watched that new Jamie Foxx, Cameron Diaz movie like 3 times. She loves it on Netflix, and it looks like straight dookie to me.
Maybe Max has better taste in movies.
Does he? His favorite movie is Diary of a Wimpy Kid. I mean, does he watch that on? It is good, but it's not like it's classic. It's not a classic.
Not yet.
I have the best taste in movies in our house, hands down. That's the movie.
I'll give it to you, Brad. I agree with you.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm with you. I was not thrilled when you're like, let's watch this Amy Schumer movie. I'm like,
no.
But
the preview looked bonkers, right? Like you've got this lady pretending to be pregnant.
It had to be done. The show had to be done. They forced our hand. They forced movie torture. We had to review this movie.
We had to. And we did. And we roped Laura in on this scheme of ours.
We did.
I'm so grateful. What loving husband I have.
Thank you.
She's always looking out for me.
She sat through Beautician and the Beast with us. She sat through Joker 2 with us. She sat through Red One with us. And now she has sat through Kind of Pregnant.
A good funny story. A good funny story for the listeners, though. We a while back reviewed the movie The Stupids, fantastic movie. The one movie that Laura wanted to watch with me, and I watched it without her.
And I told him specifically, I want to watch that with you. And he's like, too bad. You had to work.
I'm watching this one alone.
Look who's stupid now.
Looks like you're watching it by yourself, stupid.
Yep. It was a terrible day.
Oh my gosh. So in this movie, the recap, basically Amy Schumer is dating Damon Wayans, and he wants to have a threesome. She thinks he's proposing. She goes to school, has a meltdown, finds a pregnancy belly weirdly just laying out at a store, which is weird. And then she steals
That's not weird.
It's not?
That's not weird. No, because they have to put on a belly to see how they'll look as they get further along.
Okay.
Makes sense. The only thing in the movie that made sense.
She steals the belly. She thieves the belly, which probably costs $80 to this business, I would assume. Yeah. And starts wearing it to a yoga class, meets a friend, her only real true friend in this movie. And they become fast friends, meets a guy, and the spoiler alert, guy is now the brother of the friend.
Shocker.
Of course.
Shocker. And then she ends up having to confess that she is not really pregnant. Wah, wah. And they still stay friends at the end of the movie. And that's the movie. She fakes pregnancy.
Yeah. She gets the guy.
She gets the guy. You knew from minute one she's getting this guy.
Yes.
There was no competition, though.
There is no competition because this guy's a loser.
Or for her.
Maybe a winner. She's actually she's got a steady job. He is a Zamboni driver, which is seasonal. And he's fired. At the end of the movie, he's fired. There's no way he's 100%. Keeping the game.
So, they both should have been fired.
Well, they both should have been. But he's living in his sister's garage. And Laura brought this up. How does he have a garage? How does she have a garage? In New York. That
must be so expensive. No one else on that block had a garage.
No.
She's letting her brother sleep in it? Like, where do I don't know.
Yeah.
He does. He says he's got to put the bed to the side so the car can still park in the garage.
Oh, that would be so much work.
Just sleep in the car.
Yeah. Just sleep in the car. I'm with you. It's a lot of work. So this movie starts out with her friend sitting on the crapper. And she's like, I'm getting old. And I got to confess this. So at my last job, my coworkers are like, who's in your top 5? Because, everybody has a top 5 actors and actresses is hot. This girl was my number 1.
Jillian Bell?
Yes. And they were like, what do you mean? She's fat. Why would she? And I'm like, nah, you're missing the point. She would be funny. Like, she's funny. So you would constantly be laughing. And they said, that's not what this exercise is about. You don't care about their sense of humor.
You're doing it wrong.
They said, you're doing it wrong. And I'm like, nah, I like Jillian Bell. But I will say, in this movie, not pretty at all. She's not pretty in this movie.
Well, pregnancy is hard to pull off for some people, and she just had a rough one.
She did. Laura has entered the podcast where we where we talk about the looks of women, and Laura's looking at me like, "Oh my gosh!" But she wasn't.
Let me start with my top 5.
Yeah, who's your number 1?
Paul Walker.
Well,
he's a corpse.
Dead, thank you. R.I.P.
Or Eli Manning.
No, Joshua Jackson.
Michael Phelps.
Joshua Jackson. No, I have my Joshua Jackson pop figure. Like, come on now.
My gosh, who's your number 1, Jacob?
Topanga.
Oh yeah,
Gross.
Topanga. MTD, do you have a number 1, or do you not have a number? Oh, that would be a good chapter in this book. Who's my number 1? You can't say Hannah because that's weird.
That is weird.
There has to be an actress or actor. We're politically correct.
At least Jillian Bell is maybe attainable. Like, that's an attainable top.
Actually, I knew that was coming.
Oh my gosh, that's even weirder.
No!
You said an actress.
That extra.
MTD always brings the humor.
That's why we love MTV.
And Ashley's my number 1. Wait till she gets a load of that. It's gonna be. I think she's got a big head now because we bragged on her a lot.
We did.
Like it was like the whole time.
It's well deserved.
It is well deserved. So anyway, Jillian Bell, funny in 21 Jump Street.
Yes.
Funny in that
Brittany
Seth.
runs a marathon.
She was good in that.
Yeah.
Seth Rogen movie with Christmas. I think she was in that one.
Oh,
Yes,
she was.
she was.
What's his face's wife?
Yeah, she's funny in everything. She brings it in most everything.
The night before.
Yeah, she's good. Like she's
good.
She's not a supermodel by any stretch of the imagination. But anyway, they're not believable as friends, Laura.
No.
They're not.
No.
Yeah, that they're these lifetime long.
You don't like Sydney Sweeney. I've said that on here. I don't like Sydney Sweeney. I think she's a terrible actress.
They're lifelong friends in this movie.
But how do you
Supposed to be.
establish that very quick that they've been lifelong friends?
Because that's who she is with the kid at the beginning of the movie when they're kids.
That was the creepiest scene I think of the whole movie.
It was
that
when
intro.
she's playing baby delivery. That's
those
them.
deformed Cabbage Patch Kids.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was terrible.
Those are those two together.
Yeah, but it didn't look like either one of them. It was just a fat blonde girl and a not fat blonde girl. Like,
Yeah, but
I don't
that's
know.
what they're portraying is that's them as little kids,
Yeah.
and now they're growing up now, and
They should have CGI'd their
Talking on the
faces on there.
toilet.
that would have been weird and hilarious. It would have been hilarious.
It would have been like
Yeah.
Amy Schumer when she's hiring Jillian Bell. She's like, "Okay, Jillian, you're going to be in my movie, and you're going to be on the crapper talking to me." And Jillian Bell's probably like, "Okay, I guess." But in my mind, Jillian Bell's a bigger actress than Amy Schumer.
I would agree.
They might be real life friends.
You think? Oh, I gotta look this up. MTV,
They're
look up.
comedians.
Is Jillian Bell real life friends with Jacob? There's no way they're friends.
Yeah, is this like because this isn't like a Adam Sandler deal where basically he set up his friends for their entire lives.
No, and even if they were real life friends, okay, look, if Jacob and I were in a movie and we had to play friends in a movie, we would have chemistry as friends because in real life we're
100%.
friends.
Yes.
We get each other, so it wouldn't be hard for us to act like we're bros. I don't think
Right.
they've even met each other before this movie.
That could
I
be.
don't know.
I'm thinking she
Could be.
just got hired. She's like, "Give me some of that Amy Schumer Netflix money," and
That could, I mean, very, very well could be.
so yeah,
But-
I don't know. Jillian Bell was awful in this movie. I didn't like her at all in this movie. She was wasted.
No.
They gave her very few funny lines, and I think the funniest thing with her was when they were calling each other names.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah.
And
she didn't
Melissa
do much to
McCarthy
the
came in and interrupted them. Not the real Melissa McCarthy.
A great-
Yeah, because it was a ripoff.
Laura,
great-
explain what you're thinking here for us.
Okay, so the movie starts out as a ripoff of Legally Blonde, right? She thinks she's getting proposed to and then doesn't. That's the beginning of Legally Blonde. And then the rest of the movie is just a ripoff of Bridesmaids, but she's pregnant instead of getting married. Like, the whole movie is just other movies we've seen.
That is a true observation, Laura. Like we should come up with Hopecast should come up with a movie of just blending every movie together.
As in one movie.
Right.
It's in one movie. Yeah, we're gonna just make one movie, but it's gonna be a little bit of Back to the Future, a little bit of Beautician and the Beast,
Troll 2,
a little bit of Troll 2, and a little dusting of Joker 2.
But here's the thing. The beginning of this movie, like after the weird cabbage head thing, is way better than Legally Blonde. Like, first she puts on this dress that's clearly not for her. It's a little tight.
Well,
she goes to the restaurant and she rips into that cake like it owes her money.
Oh, she does.
She like demolishes that cake looking for that ring. And the homeboy's like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? She's like, oh, sorry. I thought you would have put it in there.
He's like, put what in there?
I see you've never waited in anticipation for someone to propose to you. It drives you crazy.
But have they not talked about this, Laura? Has she not hinted about marriage to him? They've been together like 4 years.
4 years.
That's a long time. Either crap or get off the pot at this point. I thought he was going to break up with her. I thought he's going to break up with her or he's going to tell her he's gay. One of the
Something
two.
like that.
Which would have been a funnier line if he's like, actually, I'm into
been
dudes. And then she'd be like, oh my gosh. And he goes, and you need to lose weight. That would have been funny. Like,
but instead, he holds her cake hand and is like, me and you plus one.
There should have been 3 champagne glasses. He didn't.
Yes.
See that.
And another cake, and she could be like, "What's this cake here for? Why 2 cakes? You think I'm fat? Is that what you're saying?" Like, there's so many more jokes that were left on the table.
Mm-hmm.
There was, but it was still hilarious. Like, she tore that cake up.
She did demolish the cake. So he says he wants to do on a family-friendly show. He wants to do things with 3 people instead of 2.
Yes. Which she cleverly describes in a family-friendly way when she then is explaining this to her 10-year-old students.
Laura, explain. Okay, wait. Before we do that, we need to say when she's going out, she's on a high at work, and she is doing Romeo and Juliet like it's nobody's business. And she's having one of those days where you just feel like you're $1 million. Now, Laura, describe the next day after the date at school.
She's just dressed in her pajamas, as we all would do, and is just in misery, sitting with the students, and totally dashes their dreams on love and hope and William Shakespeare.
And what does she do with the books?
She burns them. She sets them on fire. The alarms apparently go off at some point, and then she just walks out of school, walks out of her class.
But when one of the kids asks what a threesome is, what does she say?
It's doing with 3 people what 2 people should be doing, kind of like this podcast.
She's getting fired, right, Jacob? There's no way.
Oh, 100%. Like, first of all, you throw the biggest tantrum. You are cussing and screaming at these kids. Number 2, there's one kid in the class that says that the only thing Romeo is after is what boys are after. And at first, when she's in her happy, like, romantic, she's like, no, it's way more than that. And then she's like, so what'd you say they wanted to do? Exactly. She's just like going crazy with it. And then she has them all burn the books. And I love the student who's like, should we evacuate now? She's like, yep, we should go.
I love the student who goes, if this is about the mustache, I'm really sorry.
That is, yes.
That funny.
It's not about the mustache.
He accused her of having a mustache when she was on a high.
Yes.
So, and if you listen to the Beautician and the Beast episode, you know we asked Ashley to grow a mustache. So there's that. There's that going on. But
MTD's number 1.
Yeah.
All right.
In acting, not on the network.
Okay.
And now no one has a clue. No clue that she's the one that caught the school on fire.
How is that possible? They got cameras in every classroom.
It was in her classroom.
The book is the burning barrel's in her room, like, apparently.
Yeah.
And some kids filming it on Instagram or
oh my gosh, teacher meltdown
talks. Yeah, 100%.
Oh my gosh. So we haven't brought up, she has a fatter friend who vapes in school.
The counselor.
The counselor's vaping. And if my son had to go to her for guidance, I would be so sad. Like there'd just be nothing happening.
Yeah.
And so they walk out of the school. Now she's at what? Is it like a coffee shop?
Yes.
Yeah.
And she meets MacGruber in there, right? And his name is Latte. She's so unoriginal. They're like, "What's your name?" And she goes, "It's a Latte." I'm like, could you not just say Tom or Barry? Or I think he's Barry in real life. He's on the TV show Barry, right? Isn't that him?
No, that's
Bill Hader.
That's Bill. Yeah. I get him. I'm with you, Laura.
We get so confusing.
I keep watching this going, he's in Barry. He's in Barry. So what's he doing here?
Bill, Will, means the same.
So she's like, it's Latte. Oh. And then you get that little meet cute. And then they leave. And you're like, you know they're going to get married. It's happening.
Yeah. You know that's going to be the big hookup. Yeah.
When you met Jacob, did he say, my name is Latte? That would have been hilarious.
No, we met at work, though. Oh. So I do remember the first time I met Jacob. So
okay. What happened?
I don't think he remembers. Well, we were at a morning meeting. It was like before the store opened, and we were in Lawn and Garden, and it was my first day, and he was there. There you go. It was as cute as it can get.
She was staring at me.
Oh,
false! And I'm like, I was engaged.
Yeah. No, that don't mean nothing. That ain't married.
And a lot.
She said,
and a lot.
He goes, stop staring. She goes, Jacob, I have 3 restraining orders. That means people like me.
that could have been true.
Oh, so now she goes. I think this is the funniest scene in the movie. I want to watch this scene again, actually, because it's funny. She puts the baby bump on. And this is the scene where you decide to snort the cocaine. You're looking at it, and you're like, I guess I'm going to snort this. She puts the bump on, walks down the street into a yoga class, right? Jacob, have we seen the other funny scene where she's on the subway yet and meets Adam Sandler's daughter?
Yes, that is. I believe that is on the way to the yoga class. Yes.
Okay, so set that scene up for the listeners. So for MTD,
she gets on the subway because now she's back on that cloud 9 again because she's got this fake pregnancy bump on. She gets on the subway and she's kind of looking around. The guy's like, "Oh, do you want my seat?" It's like, "Oh yes, thank you." And so she sits down across from this mother and her 15-year-old daughter, and they're kind of like, she's like, "Oh, that's so cute," and da-da-da. And so the daughter's like, "Mom, I want to be pregnant." And the mom's like, "No." And she's like, "You don't let me do anything fun." And then the mom mouths some not so nice words to her.
To Amy Schumer.
To Amy Schumer, yes. Because now her 15-year-old daughter is just obsessed with now wanting to be pregnant. Which
so she can have that pregnancy glow.
Yes, which we will revisit later.
We will. So now, Laura, she goes to the yoga class where Adam Sandler's wife is running the yoga class. Yep. And set this scene up, Jacob, because this is hilarious. MTD, you need to just watch it for this scene.
So they are doing some yoga poses, but this particular part of it is deep breathing, and they describe how to do this breathing, but there is farts coming out like nobody's business. Like it is full release mode. Let the farts flow. They're just gassing that place out. And then they move on to a different activity. But as the teacher's describing it, one little fart comes out and she goes, "We're done with those."
She was so like judgy.
We're done with those.
They were whistling Dixie out of their butts, man. It was like it was like a butt bugle in there, man. It was. It's like
and then the one lady who she ends up meeting in that class, like freaks out. She's like, "I'm out of here. I can't do this. I cannot do this."
But then they're fast friends, right? They're like, "Oh, I like you." And then
instant.
She's like, "Come to my house. I'll cook for you." You're inviting this weird Amy Schumer to your house, and you don't even know this woman. She could be a killer. And then Laura, this is the best part when she shows up at the house.
That's my favorite scene.
Their little demon child. Explain this one to MTD.
So here is, fake pregnant Amy Schumer and this little, beautiful little blonde hair boy comes up and he's running around and, she's like, oh, hello. And he has a knife that he's running around the house in. So they warn him like, Dad, be on alert, get the knife. And he goes and he just stabs her in the stomach, fake stomach with this knife. And she panics, doesn't know what to do, and then pulls the knife out, gives it back to the kid. Instead of just grabbing it from him and then handing it to his parents, like, oh, I got it. She's just like, here you go, psychopath.
Couple things about that is if she hadn't had the belly on, she's possibly dying because he's stabbing her in a terrible spot. Second, MTD's like, I'm going to train that kid. He's going to be a future killer. Get him a knife. I'm training him. Boy, he's two. He's my future. I tell you, I know I wrote my swan song book, but this one's going to be this is the sequel.
I do love how the knife's just sticking out and they both are just like staring at each other. Like he's looking at her like more should be happening right now. It's like, what do I do in this situation? So she just pulls it out. Like, here you go.
He's thinking, why aren't you dead?
Yeah. And do you think she's going to end up confessing that one day to the mom? Your kid stabbed me with a knife. Like, I feel like that needs to be spoken.
That's true. There's some deeper psychological issues you must deal with that boy was so eager to shank this lady.
Yeah, I've never had a knife and I've wanted to stab anybody. It's weird. He goes, whoosh. But anyway, her husband definitely is very effeminate, right? Like,
he's on a journey.
I don't think they're sleeping in the bed together. Like, I don't think there's
intimate. Could be adopted. I don't know.
He acts way more girly than most women I meet in my life.
He's on a journey, though. He's trying to be different. He's trying to get off that alcohol and do something different. And he's watching some YouTube videos and getting some direction.
Weirdly, Jacob, does anybody watch the Jada Pinkett show? Like, that's a weird...
It is weird.
Like, it's weird. Like, it'd been funnier if he was like, I got to go watch The View. That would have been funnier.
Yes.
Nobody's watching Jada Pinkett.
When he said that, I'm like, I've never even heard of that show until it was mentioned in this movie.
Because you're a dude.
Yeah. But so then the big reveal, Laura, who is the brother?
Who would have thought it's Will Forte? Spoiler alert.
It's Latte.
It's Latte, and he drives a Zamboni and lives in the garage.
What a catch.
I know. I feel like if my daughter came home and she was like, my boyfriend drives a Zamboni and lives in his sister's garage, I'd be like, could you pick a bigger loser? Like, I feel like you hit the loser jackpot. And he's more of a loser than Amy Schumer, honestly. But I don't feel like there's a world where Will Forte would ever
Bill Hader said no.
Yeah, Bill Hader said no. I don't think there's a world where Will Forte's ever falling for Amy Schumer. Never happening.
I just wanted to make it noted that you gave me a very hard time because I got the movie title wrong. You keep calling him Bill Hader.
Dude, I keep thinking he's Barry. The whole movie, I'm like, I really like him in Barry. How does Amy Schumer keep getting people to be in movies with her? That's what I want to know. Like, what is she doing?
She's paying them?
Well, she's got to have some fan base, right? Because, like, people keep letting her make movies, though. Like, she's making stuff and doing stand-up and everything else. Like,
I mean, there's whole, like, YouTube videos about her that's hours long about her stealing jokes, showing the joke of the comedian and then showing her joke.
Sure.
Like, she's a known joke stealer. And I put her on the same level as Chelsea Handler. I don't think either one of them are funny.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, they're not funny.
Well, they're not fat enough for you, I think.
Oh, my God. Well, I mean, MTD, is Amy Schumer fat enough for you to be a comedian, though?
Or does this break the rule?
Does Amy Schumer even tour? Does she do stand-up anymore? Or is she just... I know she's got a disease, which makes her face really fat. I know she has a disease. Fat, but not funny.
FBNF.
He needs a shirt that says, I don't like Amy Schumer, but I'll train the boy to be a killer. MTD's like, if only that knife had stabbed her without the baby bump.
Well, that's
the movie.
Well, that's great too, because when they're in the mall now, she runs into the little kid, and he like goes psycho mode. He's like, "Rah, rah, rah, I stabbed baby,"
which made me think this should be a Christmas movie. I think this would be a funnier Christmas movie. They're Christmas shopping, and this would have been a good Christmas movie, in my opinion.
Yeah,
because Laura, the time in this movie is weird. I can't figure out the time sequences.
The timeline is bizarre. It seems like it all takes place within like 2 months, but like within a school year. But
yeah, at the same time though, you're not wrong, Brad, because like the one friend, her actual friend, finds out she's pregnant, and it's like the next scene she's like 8 months pregnant.
Yeah, I mean, your belly doesn't grow that fast, and
she's having a boy.
Maybe she's just bloated and that took a dump in a week or something. You know what I mean? Like, oh gosh! But
we never saw her on the toilet again.
That's true. We did not.
But she's all like, okay, her best friend is having the baby, and I guess the new friend tells her you got to have a doula and only one person, so she's only going to have her husband, who we only see a couple times. Yet we're told he's a terrible husband. I mean, this guy must beat her on a reg, and
yeah.
Which is so wrong, because I feel like he's a good husband. We just don't know who he is. But like, she's jealous of her friend now, and she wants to, like, she's mad at her friend, right?
So there's like some like millennial teacher at school who is very, very obnoxious, and so her friend, and she's having a baby also, so her friend and this obnoxious teacher are now teaming up to do baby showers together and all this and texting each other. So Amy Schumer is now getting very jealous and upset with her friend.
How much cash do you think her friend spent on that baby shower? I was like, wow, this is an amazing baby shower. It was bonkers. Like, they spent at least $5,000 on this baby shower.
Oh, easy.
More than that.
More than that.
Just for the location. It was in a beautiful botanical garden. But like, did Jillian Bell pay for that, or did the millennial teacher pay for it? Because the millennial teacher had her own gender reveal. And I thought she was using Jillian Bell's money for this elaborate baby shower.
Okay, so if Jacob's marrying Laura, and Jacob's like, Brad, I want you to be my best man, but you got to pay for us to go all around town and do, I'd be like, gosh, I can't afford, like, I don't understand. I don't want that gig. Like, if Jillian Bell's footing the bill, Jillian Bell should be like, let's do this in the school cafeteria on a Saturday. Right? And we'll decorate it.
But I would pay for you, Brad.
Thank you. I would pay for you too, Jacob. Since Laura says I'm your side biscuit.
We're going to the Mall of America. To Wedding Chapel, going down the Log Flume, going to Cinnabon.
Ooh, the Log Flume, Cinnabon. Yeah.
That sounds like a good time.
Log Flumes, the pictures, you've got it all. Mall of America, the way to go.
Laura says I'm Jacob's side biscuit, by the way. So,
well, because I am wearing that Half Loaf merch.
I do like the merch.
I said that I do feel like Brad is Jacob's side biscuit.
What's MTD? Is he anything, or
at least not an air biscuit?
The honey that you get.
Oh my gosh, he's the honey. Spread. MTD's the honey. MTD's like, honey, that's Ashley. Yeah. So where were we at in this crappy movie?
Yeah. So they're at this point. They're basically. So she's putting on this rouge. Okay, we haven't talked about too. We missed this, and this is very important through this whole thing because it's like you can't pull this off. Like, so she's at the yoga place. It happens several times, but she basically falls flat on her stomach, and and she's like, "No, I'm fine. I'm fine." And everybody's like, "Okay, you sure you're fine?" She catches herself on fire on her stomach, and no one checks her out. And they're like, "Oh, you need to go to the hospital." And she's like, No, I'm good. And then they go ice skating, and she just runs smack right into the wall.
They did all that stuff. They should have had her smoking cigs too. I mean,
they might as well.
They should have been a scene where she lights a heater up, and they're like, "What are you doing?" Oh, yeah, that would have been. They needed that. It would have been funny because
She was drinking wine with her friend at their house.
Yeah, but the friend was drinking wine.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying. Nobody cares about their babies. Nobody cares about them. Like,
This is not a very caring for babies movie. If you're watching this movie
no.
to see what moms are really like, this is not your movie. It reminded me a little bit of stupid movie, kind of like that. What's that Cameron Diaz movie, Laura?
What to expect when you're expecting?
Yes.
Yeah.
That was stupid too.
Yeah. But you're onto something, Brad. I think this movie could have hit the next level or top notch if they would have done that, right? They had to put way more stuff in there where she was forgetting she was wearing this belly and forgetting that she was supposed to act pregnant and did way more things outside of what you wouldn't do as pregnant. That would have probably upped the funny of this movie.
100%. Like she's smoking a heater and she's drinking a 40 and she's like, but forgetting to act. And she's seeing people in bad positions.
Yeah, like, and then like you almost have to Miss Doubtfire it where she forgets to take the belly off, but goes somewhere where she's not supposed to be wearing it, and get like, you have to have fun with it.
They didn't do that though. They wanted you to feel sorry.
No, she would never
her.
forget. Yes.
Yeah, and she did forget one time when she was talking to him, and she goes, "I just always wanted to be a mom and a wife." And he's like, "Well, you're gonna be a mom." Oh, yeah,
that's true. Yeah,
but that's not funny. Like you want to see her doing everything, riding a 4-wheeler, and like everything that would bounce, eating cold cuts because you're not supposed to eat cold cuts, and doing everything you're not supposed to do.
Absolutely.
And then you need the scene where her friend's like, "Oh my God, girl, I'm so gassy. This baby's making me fart so much. Don't you have to fart?" And she's like, "Oh yeah." And she's trying, and she goes, and she's like, "I think I actually pooped myself."
They just crapped herself.
They need that scene. I think that would make this movie so much funnier if it 100%. Goes to the absurd. It needs to be more absurd than it actually is, and it's absurd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then,
I was just gonna say, what kind of dates would you take a pregnant woman on? Like, if you weren't married. You find some pregnant lady on the street wandering around. You take her on a date. What would you do with her? Like,
or you take her to
adventures? Would you have? You
take her to the movies, or you go to the movies,
or you don't, because I'm not dating some girl who's like 6-7 months pregnant.
Not raising someone else's baby.
No.
Well, there you go.
He's like, I'm down. Like, hey.
Yeah, what a strange.
I got that Zamboni money.
She's like, it's a one-night stand, and he's not asking any questions. Like, what kind of person are you? He doesn't know. Like,
yeah, like she's like, "Oh, I was on Thanksgiving," and he's like, "Oh, most people stay in. It's a pre-Black Friday sale," and I'm like, "That's weird." And when her boyfriend shows up, her ex, and he's like, "Oh my God, you're pregnant?" And she's like, "Yeah. Oh, Thanksgiving, you're with me." Well,
right. I snuck out of your parents' house.
So dumb, man.
Be calling him off right there. Like, no thanks, skis. I don't want to be with you.
In a lot of ways, he's a loser, but he's too good for her. Because she's...
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He's a genuine dude. Like, he's just a nice guy.
Yeah.
And wait, the ex or Will Forte?
No, Bill Hader.
Oh. He wasn't in the movie. She deserves him.
So they're finally about to do it, which was a funny scene. And she's like,
it was hilarious.
I have 2 rules. Blindfold and you can't touch me. And he goes, "It's not how I really envisioned it, but okay." It's like,
okay, and the fact of there's so many different ways you can handle this situation. You get oven mitts. Just like there was some oven mitts on it.
Like a lobster.
I would think she's lost her mind. At that point, I'd be like, "I'm not even into you anymore. Like, this is weird. Like, is this a kink or something? What you're talking about? I don't want to do this."
There's other ways. Yeah.
And then she opens the garage door.
Why couldn't she just say to him, "I don't want to do this until I have the baby"?
That would have been the easiest thing to do. Yes.
And he would have been like, "Oh, but that's weird coming from a girl who had a one-night stand on Thanksgiving."
Right.
She has standards all of a sudden, yeah.
Yeah. "Oh, you're too good for me now," right? That would have been a funny scene. And he's like, and they're going at each other the rest of the movie. Like, he's like, yeah. But
she's like, come talk to me next Thanksgiving.
yeah. So Laura, what happens at this point is funny. She hits the garage door.
Yes.
It
And
opens.
He's like, hurry up and shut it before someone sees, but the whole time they're just staring at it.
There's a
There's a
family of like
family.
4. The mom
dad
closes.
The dad waves. He's like, hey.
Oh my gosh. It would have been, a funny joke there. Instead of the family, would have been the mom and Adam Sandler's daughter, like just happened to walk by and see it. And she goes, see, Mom, that's fun. That's why I'm pregnant now. I was having fun. See, that would have been a better payoff to that joke.
100%. 100%.
100% way better payoff.
Because she runs into them on the subway once again, the mom and the daughter. But this time, now this daughter is pregnant, and the mom, again, mouths some not so nice things to Amy Schumer.
Why is it Amy Schumer's fault?
That's great.
The mom should be mouthing it to herself for allowing her daughter to be like that.
Yeah.
Like, for not...
steps, yeah.
100%.
Steps that could have been taken.
There's steps that could have been taken, and the daughter's stupid, but she's a product of her mom. So now we fast forward to we're at the shower, and she doesn't have her baby bump, right?
It's true.
This is the funny part. Laura, what does she proceed to do at the shower when her friend shows up? My gosh.
She puts an entire turkey up her dress, which bless her for having a dress that wide at all times that she could do that, but she just shoves a turkey up her dress and pretends to be pregnant.
Who has a turkey at a baby shower? A full turkey.
2 of them.
Rich people. 2. They didn't
We're
even
going to
know
be
it was
missing
missing.
one. Does anybody like eat the turkey once it drops from her, her dress? And I kept thinking, how greasy and dirty must she be under there at this point?
How hot? Like, how are you holding that on your...
Yeah, it's probably burning her because it's not a cold turkey. I didn't even think about that. She's got like cigarette burns under there, but they're like, oh, is that sick? No, it's turkey.
3rd-degree burns.
The Spanx are fire resistant.
But Jacob, you're onto something. That would have been a funnier scene. She puts the turkey up there, and it's really hot, and she's moving uncontrollably, trying to cool. She's like, oh my God.
And the turkey falls out.
Yeah, and the turkey falls out. And she's got like turkey juice.
The grease is just making her dress wetter and wetter, and she's like, "Oh no, my water broke."
Yeah. Oh, the water broke. Oh, they're like, "Oh, her water just broke," but it's really a turkey.
And the turkey just drops.
and then somebody weird could go, "That looks like turkey juice." That would have been a funnier joke.
No, like then a dog comes in and starts trying to eat the turkey. It's like attacking her stomach,
sniffing up her.
Yeah.
Another funny scene though, you bring the mom and the 15-year-old back, they're at the shower too, and she goes, Mom, hers is better than mine. I want my water to break like hers. Why can't mine taste like turkey juice? See, that would have been more funny.
It would have been. No. That would have been great.
Yeah. I mean, they keep bringing the guy back in Adam Sandler movies where he goes, you can do it. Yes. They could just keep having that same couple always around. It would have been funnier.
It would have been hilarious.
Okay, so then she has to confess, right? She's like,
time to come clean.
I faked it. I faked my pregnancy. And they look at her like she's a horrible person, which she is.
Yes. 100%.
And what happens after that? I can't remember.
Well, real quick, because it was a funny scene where now the counselor, the lady, we haven't talked much about her, but she wants in on the action now, so she's now pretending she's pregnant, and she goes to that therapy group together. Her and Amy Schumer are like silent fighting each other. She's like, "Get out here! What are you doing?"
That was funny.
It was great. But so at this point, they're like, they all leave. They're like, don't want to talk to you, and it kind of goes like a couple months later or something like that. And Amy Schumer's walking back up to the actual her new friend's house that she just lost,
who she likes better than Jillian Bell.
She does.
100%.
And she opens the door. She says to her I'm very sorry. I just really wanted a family. I want to do this, and now they're immediately instant friends again. And then brother comes out and immediately goes running into the garage. So they start opening the garage door, and he's trying to hold it shut but can't. So now he's just hanging from the garage door as she's giving this big apology. I'm not coming down.
Like a baby.
I'm not coming down.
It was stupid. It would definitely break. The garage door's breaking, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
He's not that big.
True.
But still,
it
you're not hanging from your garage door like that.
Barry's not hanging from a garage door. And so then we cut to the dumbest scene of the movie, which has one of the coolest songs. Take a chance on me. Take a chance on me. Take a chance.
Yeah. Just like that.
It was a cool song.
Yeah.
Homeboy comes strolling up in the Zamboni. Laura,
So romantic.
could he not have just taken a taxi and gotten there quicker than the Zamboni?
No, because this is also a ripoff of Can't Buy Me Love when he shows up on the lawnmower.
Oh, yeah. They're ripping off every movie. She rips off. Oh, my gosh.
So, of course, he had to come in with a Zamboni.
And she hops on the Zamboni. Now, why does he let her drive? Is it a progressive thing where I'm going to let the woman drive now? Or because MTD, this should have been a chapter in his book where he only believes. MTD has made it clear that a man should be the only driver in the car, not a woman.
No. He was driving.
Oh,
and
okay.
he was kissing her and paying attention. He's the one that originally sideswipes the cars, and she tries to correct it, which then sends him careening into this like sales tent thing and just like demolishes that. So then he tries to overcorrect that. So now they're both trying to overcorrect the Zamboni and just basically destroy 3 blocks of New York.
Oh, wow. They do destroy 3 blocks.
What does that teach us? Teach us never correct your man when he's driving. Just let him go.
I like that lesson.
Let him go.
And he loses. He's definitely. They're both unemployed at this time. They're both.
Oh, he's fired.
She's moving into the garage, right, with him.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I think this is one of the funniest scenes. The ex shows up, and he's like, "I didn't know you were pregnant." And what does she do? It's so funny, Jacob. What does she do?
He comes in and he's now trying to figure this out, and he's like, Am I the dad? And she goes, Yep. And now he's like really freaking out, which he's supposed to be this uber playboy, but they also make him sound, and this, especially in this scene, like that he's like very gay.
Yeah.
But anyway, so he's like in his mind, so now he's freaking out, and then he's like, it's not just one. And he's like, twins? And he's like freaking out, and then she holds up 3 fingers, and he's like, 3, and he's like just losing it at this point which hilarious, and they should have ended there, like let him leave thinking but no, she ruins it immediately and takes the belly off, and
that's how she survives, is she's living off his child support.
That would have been hilarious.
That would have been hilarious. I think a better ending, Laura, would have been what Jacob said, him believing he's the dad. He goes, I can't take life anymore, walks out street and just walks in front of a bus, and then boom, he gets hit, and it cuts to black and goes kind of pregnant. And that's the movie.
Even better, in front of a Zamboni.
Yeah, a Zamboni runs over him. Oh, that's even better. Will Forte is like checking a text message from her while he's driving, hits him. Game over, and then it goes, take a chance on me, take a chance on me, take a chance on me, take a chance on me. Is that always saying that song?
100%.
No.
I like ABBA. That's I do like ABBA. They're a good band. But anyway, so that's the movie. I'm not even going to read the reviews because I feel like people review bombed this movie big time.
They
on
did.
IMDb because of the Amy Schumer hate. They go in there and
100%.
purposely write negative stuff.
100%.
So I don't think it's true.
There were lots of reasons to hate the movie.
Yeah, there's a lot of reasons. Laura, is this movie torture or movie gold?
I wouldn't say it's torture. I wouldn't say it's good. I would say it's probably a bronze, but that's very generous. There were some funny parts, but mostly it was a terrible, terrible movie with a terrible subject matter. It was just bad. Just bad. But I have seen it in movies that I've enjoyed. I like Can't Buy Me Love. I like Bridesmaids. I like Legally
You like
Blonde.
every
So
movie it's making fun of.
Yeah. Yeah, so.
Jacob, movie torture, movie gold.
For me, it didn't make gold, but a silver. It was funny. I would probably watch it again. I mean, I wouldn't go running to watch it again, but if someone's like, hey, you want to watch it? I'm like, sure, I'll watch it with you. Like, it was a movie silver for me. It was funny, had some good, funny parts, and I'm with you. I think it's just getting raked through the coals and a lot of hate just because it's Amy Schumer.
I'm about to blow your mind right now. This movie gold. And
Hey!
I don't dish you out that much. I don't dish them out much.
You don't.
Full podium.
But I'm only giving this movie gold because I'm not an Amy Schumer fan. I don't like her movies, but I think she's good in this movie. I think this is her best movie by far. She's not likable. I wouldn't want to be her friend. I don't like anybody in this movie. Maybe Bill Hader. That's the only one I like. That's the only
Angry
guy I like.
fan mail from Bill Hader. I wasn't in this movie.
I would never do Amy Schumer. No, it's like
How dare you?
How dare you? I don't know. It's not terrible. I would want to watch this movie just for some clips. Like I would go back and watch the fart scene. That was funny. That's probably the only scene I would watch in this movie. The rest of it, any Jillian Bell scene, nah, she was terrible. But
Yeah.
it's movie gold. I'm gonna give it movie gold, but it's a barely movie gold. It's only movie gold because Amy Schumer's okay, and I feel bad because I think people are purposely trying to make this movie sound terrible.
Yes, agreed.
So yeah, Laura, this is your first time, and you did great. It's so good to have
thank
you on.
you.
We're gonna have you back now. You can come back next year. You can come back. You can come back for the next Amy Schumer movie.
There you go.
Oh no, the Schumer expert. No,
You're,
no.
you're Schumer Laura.
Schumer sweethearts.
Blumhouse Trent and you're Schumer Laura. You can only do Schumer movies.
No. Well, thankfully, I'll never be on again.
We're doing what's that one movie that she did? You're Very Pretty, or what was it?
I feel pretty.
I Feel Pretty. We're gonna do that one. We're gonna do
That's okay. That's
Trainwreck. We'll do Trainwreck with you. That movie's too long. That's a 2-hour
She's
movie.
my Angelina Jolie.
We'll do Snatched with Goldie Hawn. We'll do that.
Yeah.
That one probably. That actually we should do. That looks terrible.
We should do that.
Laura, you're now our official Amy Schumer expert.
Oh, I can't wait to be the Schumer correspondent. It'll be fabulous.
Anyway, for Laura, thank you for coming. MTD says great show, by the way, Laura. You could be moving up on the list now.
He meant that for Jacob. It's not.
And-
It wasn't for me or you.
You soon will be able to get to hear more of Laura
Yes,
on TV Torture.
on TV Torture. So if you like
Yeah.
a little bit of Jacob and a lot of Laura, you'll be able. There's an Amy Schumer TV show. You got to watch that. I mean, that's the one you got to watch an
thanks.
episode of. It's like
We got to
That's
make
a
it
no
happen.
from me, dog.
MTD says Laura was great. Oh, that
Oh,
was nice.
thanks.
Anyway,
you.
Laura, Jacob, TV Torture is coming. Please, listeners, subscribe and listen to TV Torture. For Jacob, Laura, my name is Brad. We'll see you next time. Next month, actually, Jacob. This is the end of
Next month.
February
It's the end of February.
on Movie Torture.
Boom.
That was fun.